coughed out?
I'm not coughed out.
Yeah.
Blech.
Okay. So.
One more, sorry.
One more. One more. Every time.
Sorry.
Anyway, so you found this nice article on Trello about 5 productivity myths.
Yeah.
Myths.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting.
All 5?
Not all 5. There was one that I really thought was interesting. I think it was the second one. It was the early bird doesn't always get the worm, and it was about a study that compared people who got up at 7 a.m. and people who got up at 11 a.m. and they had MRIs that measured their reaction time to attention to detail.
Yeah.
And the people in the like when they did the test in the morning, when both parties were up, the test wasn't that different. But when they did in the evening, the early birds were like more groggy, and the people who got up later, their reaction times were a little bit better. And I thought that was interesting because I think that is 100% true, that the early bird does not get the worm. Because, like, I used to work out in the evening, and I thought that I was...
At night?
At night.
Big difference.
At night.
Post 8 p.m.?
Post 8 p.m., after making dinner and eating and digesting, and I'd work out. And I had a lot of energy, but I always felt kind of bad because I always felt rushed because, eating and digesting. But now, since I've started working out in the morning, I get up at 7:30 and I work out. And then in the evenings, I'm just like, now, having worked out in the morning, I'm just so relaxed and just more tired faster.
In the night?
In the night. Now that I get up earlier.
So you used to have sleep problems?
Yeah. Used to have sleep problems.
But now you're good.
But
Because
now,
you work out early in the morning.
And then that's another one, is you get it says to get your busy work out of the way first, whereas you should be doing the most, groan-inducing activity first. And the most groan-inducing activity is working out for me.
It's just weird, because, if you're saying you testing people in the afternoon and the morning people are not as productive or as the people who woke up later, then it's kind of like duh in a sense, because they woke up later. Like, their period of being most awake and most productive is hitting when the timing of the study is. So they're actually saying the same thing. It's, you know what I mean? So I don't really think it's conclusive either way. It's like, I wake up a certain time, I'll be best productive for a certain time, and then it starts to fall off after that. That's how it goes. So if you wake up later, then the time I'm productive goes down. I think it matters more in what circles you run in. Like, if you're a late night comedian, if you're a stand-up comedian, the times where you need to be peaking is later in the day than, someone with a 9 to 5.
Oh, of course.
Regular schmegular. Seems for bartenders, it depends on when you need to be up. So
this is true. I'm just saying it resonated with me because I had it actually made sense because I could, use some personal experiences.
And you have a 9 to 5, so
10 to 6.
Seems tough. For the busy work stuff, I like that thing, busted myth. I like to take on the things that require the most creativity or problem solving earlier, because you get tired. It's just like, okay, bills need to be paid. That doesn't require much mental processing. Stuff that requires more mental processing, getting taken care of earlier in the day, much better. Anyway, the other one was multitasking is inherently bad. And here to differentiate between multitasking and switching tasks. So their definition of multitasking is riding your bike while thinking up a solution to a problem, or doing dishes while working out something. Rehearsing your elevator pitch while washing dishes.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 tasks that don't require the same type of processing from you. The same type of makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
From jumping rope and watching a video on how to
how to make dinner.
How to make dinner or whatever. Sounds good. I like that.
I like that one. That makes sense.
The differentiation between task switching, where you're constantly like
starting and stopping
an actual project. So like, say I start working on a presentation,
yeah.
I stop and then I'll work on somebody's taxes, and then I stop and I don't know, something else.
Yeah.
Bill someone for whatever.
So
task switching. The next one is 3. The best way to beat a slump is to take a break. Article says push through it. How do you feel?
I tend to disagree. I think taking a break clears my head, because if I'm like having a creative block, I always find that clearing my head and starting fresh and then just kind of dissecting what I've already thought about and to not think about that anymore so I can think about something else, that always helps me. So I disagree with that.
Disagree with that?
But it could work for other people, that you just keep powering and, you know.
So I'm on the same mind of it, where if you have something that you're having a problem working through, take a break, let your subconscious work through it. Like, let your subconscious brain do a little bit of the crunching.
Yeah.
And then you'll come up with a solution, like, while you're doing it or as you're getting back to it. So, makes sense. The last thing is about being productive means getting everything done. This is where they talk about pulling your, like, inbox 0.
Yeah, it's like quality over quantity. That's what the debate is. And I think it really depends on what the tasks you're doing are. Like, I don't know. I don't really know if there's like an easy way to say, yeah, get as many things you can done, or work on the most important things first. Like, I think it really depends on the list of things you have to work on. Because if it's a situation where you need to bust out a lot of things all at once,
What do you mean by the list? Sorry.
Like, say you have like a list of like 10 things you have to do, and you're focusing on doing the easy things first, and then you've still got this big project or big presentation to study for. Like, it really depends on where your priorities are. That's what it is.
I think also it's if you like finishing lists,
Like
but
me.
you also don't make realistic lists, in which you know everything takes way longer than you plan on.
Yeah.
Always. So, you know, if you have a list with 3 things on it and you finish the list, cool.
Good for
You like finishing your list. If you like finishing lists and you're like, oh, I could squeeze this in at the end of the day, it's like, all right, you set yourself up to fail. Like, all right, stop.
Yeah.
So how long is your list normally?
It depends.
Oh my god.
It depends. Like, sometimes I'll make a list at work, and
All right,
it'll be on a Post-it. Sometimes
You're not
it'll be
answering
on
the
a
question.
notepad.
You know, sometimes
Anywhere from 3 to 15.
sometimes the sky's blue, but sometimes it's purple because it's a sunset and it's got a little bit of orange in it.
Aww.
Yeah.
What a queebo.